What you see here is a comic book cover. Its job is pretty simple. It makes you look at it and go, wow, I better buy that. Of course, there's obviously a lot more to it than that, but I'm not here to give you a lengthy, girthy history of comic book covers today. If people want that, maybe we'll do that in the future, but not right now. Instead, I'm going to show you the process from start to finish, drawing a cover for chapter 4 of our upcoming series, The Reprobates. Cough, link in the description, go look at it, cough, cough, cough. One of the first things to do is decide what kind of composition you want. Good composition's a bit like a cheat code. The viewer recognises the inherent shape or form underneath almost sort of subconsciously. Even if you know nothing about art, it jumps out in your mind for reasons we don't really understand. It's probably some sort of pattern recognition that's built in from when we were cavemen and needed to recognise shapes of animals that were going to try and eat us or some bull. For this cover, a simple triangular composition should work pretty well. Triangles can be used to represent a sort of hierarchy. For this example, I want Tom to be at the bottom, representing his standing in the gang, with Clarence occupying the top since he's the leader. So also keeping in the spirit of the first arc of the story, Cam has to be unhappy or uncomfortable in some way. It's just the rules at this point. Well, issue 3 cover, maybe not so much, but whatever. It's a really simple narrative tool. If the hero, we use that term loosely here, starts at the bottom, the eventual rise is more impressive. Think Jon Snow in Game of Thrones, for example. Looking through some old comics, I stumbled across this X-Men cover that's perfect. I'll do a little homage. Now that we've got a starting point to rip off, or rather homage, we can start with the basic layout. After we've got that down, we can start to elaborate the forms of the characters in the space. I wanted to showcase Tam McGrussell at the mercy of his gang leader. The impression it gives off sort of bastardises the original image that it's homaging. Here we see Wolverine offering support to Hope in a dire state. So for ours, we've replaced it with a despicable man like Clarence looking to kick Tam when he's down. You'll notice that I almost always draw heads too big, literally every single time, which is one of the great things about making the switch to digital. I can draw it too big and then just shrink it, whereas drawing in a traditional sense you would need to erase it and redraw. So one of the little pros of working digitally. Now that we've got a nice little sketch going on, we can get into inking. Finalising, I suppose, would be an accurate word, but we'll just stick with the term inking. So it's not just tracing over the image that's already there, unless you're really lousy at inking. What it really is kind of like making the final decision for what the line should be, adjusting line weights and all that good stuff. It's a chance as well to bring what you need forward, and push what has to go back. I like to use hatching and parallel lines to create the different values. I'm a big fan of Jin Lee, I mean who isn't really, but particularly his Twitch drawings actually. I think the fact that he has to get them done fairly quickly, it kind of lends them a sense of energy which I think works really well. Very nice. So I'm trying to add in a wee cheeky bit of a background there. A wee cheeky bit of a background. Nothing crazy elaborate, just a little bit of sponge. Tam's cheeky wee shot. Tam's cheeky wee shot. I like the fact that it looks a little bit looser and a little bit sketchy. Because I like sketchy line work. It works for grungy punk stuff, such as what I draw. I like Sean Murphy and Klaus Janson and Akira Toriyama, especially the later Dragon Ball stuff. The Buu saga in particular has a really nice roughness to the line work. getting a little bit boring hearing about people on Facebook talking about clean lines. You realise it's not difficult to do. Look, turn on smoothing all the way up. There's our clean lines. Go f*** yourself. Anyway, back to the cover. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but I'm never 100% happy with these things. One of the great things about working digitally is that the paint's never dry, so to speak. I'll come back to it later and most likely redo the entire thing from scratch, but okay, for now we'll put it away. Anyway, like and subscribe and all that YouTube stuff. Check the link in the Kickstarter, and most importantly,
Thanks for listening.